I'm Lance Bass, and you may know me from a little band called NSync. What you may not know is that when I was 23, I traveled to Moscow to train to become the youngest person to go to space.
One NSync band member is one step closer to saying bye, bye, bye to planet Earth.
I spent 6 months learning Russian, astrophysics, even flying a fighter jet with a drunk commander.
Russians have named Lance Bass as a member of the 3-person crew.
It was the craziest experience of my life. And when I was there, as you can imagine, I heard some pretty wild stories. But there was this one that really stuck with me. It's about a man who's traveling 250 miles above the Earth at 5 miles a second. His name is Sergei Krikalev. He's a Soviet cosmonaut, and he's manning the world's only space station, the pride and joy of the USSR. The year is 1991. Sergei has been up there for 3 months by now. As the days bleed into one another, he's starting to feel a bit space sick. He's been counting down the weeks till he's due to come home to his wife and family. And that's when his friend, a ham radio operator in suburban Australia,
Добрый вечер, Sergei.
tells him something shocking. She says, Sergei, something bad is happening in the Soviet Union.
After months of strikes, protests, deepening economic chaos,
People are sleeping in train stations.
I gave them my money, but they said, "Old woman, we won't give you your bread."
Law and order seem to be breaking down.
Red Army armored personnel carriers on the streets of Moscow this morning, heading to the Kremlin.
The republics that make up the Union are starting to break away.
There were wild scenes, gunfire, and 3 deaths.
His handlers on the ground tell him, "We can't keep this from you anymore. Everything is collapsing around us, including the Soviet Space Agency. We've run out of money. We can't send anyone to replace you. So we're giving you a choice. You can come back down to Earth as planned and abandon the station to an unknown fate. Or you stay as long as it takes and protect the station, the final outpost of a falling empire." This is the story of the 313 days Sergei spent circling the Earth. 313 days that changed our world.
Tanks crushed cars like flimsy toys. Soldiers used...
Historians are likely to be analyzing the events of this day for generations to come.
In Moscow, the hammer and sickle is lowered for the last time, and an era comes to an end.
Their pay changed, their rank, their status, everything changed. It was rather like he was a time traveler.
I'm Lance Bass, and from Kaleidoscope and iHeart Podcasts, this is The Last Soviet, starting on February 15th. Listen to The Last Soviet on the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.